Yes, I'm the backup speaker today for Todd Malin. I'm so sorry he got COVID, but I'm taking advantage of that. I've got a fast-paced talk. Get your camera ready. I got lots of things to talk about. I only got 10 minutes to do it in. Thank you, Kari, for that opportunity. No, seriously, what I'm going to talk about today is the opportunities that we have in the Pacific Northwest and actually other parts of the U.S. that are mineralization focused. You're going to see a theme here. It's mineralization. You're also going to see a lot of the same actors. What I think you're finding out here is that we are coming together as a community, and we are not solving world hunger and telling no one. We are working together, making this stronger and moving forward. So I look forward to collaboration. Claire said it, team science. We need to all be team science. There is room for all of us in the field to play. Team science, here's the team behind everything I'm going to show you here in just a minute. Let's start with HERO Carbon Safe Phase 2. It is a Carbon Safe Phase 2 project that has been awarded. Fred McLaughlin and Dan Eakin in the audience out here, those are the leaders of this project. It is being led out of the University of Wyoming. It is sited in Hermiston, Oregon. HERO is the name. That's Hermiston, Oregon. We love these little acronyms. That is going to be a project that we drill into a layered basalt, CRBG. It's about 30 kilometers from the Wallula well, and so it's in that same area. Here's the opportunity for us to drill another well and log that, get a full characterization. It's going to be a scientific well, and then we're going to complete reservoir simulations. We need to do this so we can go into that next phase. I'm confident that we're going to go into a phase 3 that's going to allow us to move forward to getting a Class 6 permit. Keep an eye out for this. It just got funded. We're going to kick it off here in a couple of months. Hopefully, based on what Fred told me yesterday, we get to drill the well in the spring. Next piece of good news, we have another Carbon Safe Phase 2 called CanStor. It is located in the northern part of California in the Modoc Plateau. It is another opportunity for us to go in and look at a different type of basalt. This project has been awarded but not funded. They are going through the award negotiations right now, so I think in the next couple of months, you might see this well drilled in the spring or the summertime, but it is the second mineralization carbon safe phase 2 project in the DOE portfolio. It's led by EPRI. Both HERO and this one have Carbfix as cost share partners. We're working very closely with them in this space. Super excited to see what happens here. The next project is the Tamarack project. It is funded by ARPA-E in an open call, I think it's 2022, and it's located in Minnesota at the Tamarack town, close to Tamarack town. This is that peridotite formation, very unusual. We have already drilled the well. We went down to, apologize for not putting this in metric, but a little over 3,700 feet total depth. We have a really nice, big, thick gabbro caprock, and we have fine-grained olivine. It's a super interesting site. It does have nickel in the olivine structure, nickel and cobalt, so you can think about what's going to happen there. I'll show you that in a minute. But we did drill the well in January, and we've got some really cool modeling capabilities we're working with right now. We're constructing the model. We have the samples in our laboratory. We're undergoing testing right now. We're going to have some mineralization rates. We're going to be able to look at injection scenarios, both in members, the pure CO2 and the aqueous dissolved CO2, and we're going to come together and we're going to find an optimization point in the middle of this spectrum, and you're going to get to see a lot of cool stuff out of this well right here. It is a one of a kind, and I'm super excited about this. I have the samples in my lab, by the way, so it's kind of cool to go look at them. This next one here is the Columbia River Basalt Technical Assistant Partnership. It's called CarbTap. It was the RITAP funding program. It is super important for us to have programs that can support all of these clean energy projects in a region. That's exactly what this one's going to do. It is under award negotiations right now. Carbon Solutions is the lead. That's Richard Middleton. It's a $5 million project over 3 years. I suspect it will start up in the spring and the summer, but it is a great opportunity for us to help technically provide assistance to all of these other clean energy projects. And that includes community engagement, getting out into the communities, talking to the communities, bringing some of those students in to our programs and let them actually work on these programs. Carbfix is also on this one as well, as you can see. Lots of partners, and again, that's that teaming, bringing everybody in this community together. We might not have wanted to work together 10 years ago, but now we have lots of space that we can work together, and I'm just super excited about this. Anchor on DAC Hub, that is being led by Rocky Mountain Institute. Daniel Pike is the PI for that project. I believe we have some RMI staff here in the audience. Anyway, this one is also under award negotiations, and it's likely to start probably later this year or early next year. And it is going to be a feasibility looking at regional direct air capture. That's probably going to be initially focused in the Richland area. And you can see from the graphic, we're still pulling that storage theme, looking at mineralization for these DAC technologies. And there's lots of runway. We get lots of phone calls from DAC providers that were not a part of this. So it is the only mineralization DAC hub in the FECM portfolio. We've talked a little bit about measuring, reporting, and verification. We do have a project at the laboratory. It's an adaptive MRV framework. About half of this project right here is going to be developing LCAs, working with industry partners to help them understand what they're going to need to do to develop a robust LCA. The other half of the project is reaching out to stakeholders, regulators, and communities. I've already had 3 community workshops. I've got one in North Dakota on Monday, and then I've got one in California on the following Monday. This is a very dynamic project, a very diverse project team that gets out and is talking to project developers, stakeholders, regulators. There's a lot going on here, and it's something that we really needed to do. And lastly, I wanted to talk to you a bit about, we've talked about supercritical CO2-based mining. We mentioned that earlier. We have some mining professionals out here in the audience. This is a project that's funded by ARPA. They have a program called the MINER program, and that program is designed to develop technologies that utilize carbon dioxide while extracting critical minerals. This is a project that is led out of the laboratory, unlike all these other projects I just described. This project is looking at developing a proprietary CO2-based fluid that is capable of mineralizing your metal cations, calcium, magnesium, manganese, iron, while extracting your critical minerals. This one's focused on nickel. Here's an example of a site. We picked the Tamarack site. You can see sometimes it's called surgical mining, laparoscopic mining. It's one of those in situ mining technologies that's done below ground. You don't produce tailings. And in this particular case, I just wanted to give you an example of how this type of technology could transform the mining industry. If you take and assume 5% of a 1 cubic kilometer block of ultramafic rock that has 3,000 part per million in the structure of the, let's say for the olivine, you can produce 0.5 million metric tons of nickel while storing 100 million metric tons of CO2. How does that compare to the nickel production right now? That's 3 times what we already produce in the US, and it's 1/6 of the global nickel production. That's just one site out of 15 that our team has identified. And Madeline was a part of this project before she came over here to work with Carbfix. Lots of continuity, lots of collaboration. I think we need to be looking at opportunities. We know how to mineralize now, Carbfix. You know how to do that. Let's start talking about value-added products and how we fold that in to our process. I think that's where the future goes. And one last thing, it's very important to put your information out. It's very important to make sure that you give the community your data. The absence of data That's where disinformation comes in. My team is focused on publishing, and I know a lot of you in here that do this work is publish as well. Let's keep that going. Let's get it out there so everybody has access to it. Thank you.